15 minutes.
Bring it down, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Tone it down.
I could definitely talk about physics for 15 minutes. Hey, Tomb Raider, man. That's where it started. You used to not be able to press switches because your boobs would bounce off the wall.
Hey guys, I'm Alex.
I'm Tyler, and we're nerds. Welcome to the Nerdocalypse.
All right, so what we're going to do today is we're actually going to give you a review of some of the best video games of early 2013. And February just passed, and we had two games that stood out to us mostly, and mine was Dead Space 3.
Mine was Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
And so for mine, Dead Space 3, the third installment, obviously, was about Isaac Clarke, our engineer hero, and he was going to the original planet where the enemy, the Necromorphs, actually originated from, and it's about finishing it.
Really?
Finally.
Finally, it took 3 games to finish.
But everything's always good in a trilogy. It wraps it up nicely in a bow. There was, about the game was actually really good. The story was a little bit forced in most parts, and by the end it was mostly about the action instead of the scares.
So not a survival horror anymore, huh?
It still had its elements of survival horror. In the beginning it was more like Alien, like still in those dark corridors and the things are crawling around in the air ducts and all that stuff. And by the end it was like you get transported to the John Carpenter's The Thing.
Hey, that'd be pretty awesome, yeah.
It kind of loses its Dead Space-ness because you're not in space anymore. But the other thing that really bothered me was the love triangle. You can't have a love triangle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how can you add a love triangle to the game? And I mean, unless if the girl, turns into a mutant and rips off your face, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's a survival horror game. You don't need a love triangle in there. You just need Dead Space. You just need to be in space
you need
in
Dead
the dark
Space and aliens
and
death.
And overall, though, the beginning was really action-packed, and it was actually working really well. And in the end, it was they could revisit it if they wanted to, but they could also leave it in as the end, which was. That was the most unsatisfying part, was that it didn't feel like the grand climactic ending.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a Dead Space 4, huh?
Yeah, maybe with a new person, or who knows.
Huh, what would you rate it?
I would give it an 8.5 out of 10, just minus for story and the fact that it turned into a Michael Bay movie in the end.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah, so.
Now on to Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Play as, ninja cyborg Raiden from the Metal Gear Solid series. Mm-hmm. And it's more of an action game rather than a stealth game, which the Metal Gear Solid series generally is. But hey, I loved it. Mm-hmm. Literally, the entire game, it's non-stop action. My hands,
button mashing.
We're sweating. Sweating probably about after a few minutes. Uh-huh. And I really did feel like a ninja after I got done playing the game. So the graphics, amazing, very much like Metal Gear Solid 4. The CG cutscenes, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Graphics, very intricate. There's no lag at all in the gameplay, which I was really surprised. I played on the PS3 and it's great. Gameplay-wise, very, very fast action, lots of skills you can upgrade, armor, multiple weapons. It's very extremely hard game. Mm-hmm. Story is mediocre, main bad guy.
A lot of fight games.
Trying to take over the world. Crazy idea, really insane, big muscle. And also the length in it was kind of short, 10 hours in total with cutscenes. So I'd say maybe about 8 hours of gameplay.
So what would you rate?
I'd give it 8.5 out of 10 also, like Dead Space.
Awesome.
A great game, could use some improvements. I look forward to hopefully a sequel.
All right. We're going to move on to the ones that are coming out in March. The first one we have up is actually Tomb Raider.
I'm really excited for that.
Really excited for that one. It's a completely rebooted series. Tomb Raider, the originals were really fun. A lot of running around shooting dinosaurs, playing puzzles and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
This one looks very like realistic almost.
Yeah, what I'm seeing about it is it's more of like a
realistic.
survival action game, huh?
Yeah, survival action. Looks like the people that do the Uncharted series are actually behind this, the Naughty Dog company.
Really?
Which is super exciting for me. Once they reboot this whole series, hopefully it'll turn into a really great franchise that original fans will love.
Yeah, but is it going to be a game that Uncharted fans like, or is it going to be a game that Tomb Raider fans like?
Honestly, I think both.
Huh.
I think it could work either way. So,
what'd you give it?
Tomb Raider, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
You know, from what I've seen, 9 out of 10 looks great. Beautiful, good gameplay.
I think it's going to be one of the ones that we look forward to. Next on our list is Gears of War Judgment. The fourth installment to the Gears franchise. We followed Dominic, the main character, through the first 3.
Yeah, I love Dominic.
Yeah, Dominic was awesome. He was just this big. He looked like a wrestler, like a WWE.
Don't they all look
like
all
wrestlers?
Like
WWE wrestlers, and this one, it is kind of unnecessary to continue the saga because
I felt it was kind of wrapped up, maybe drawn a little bit too long in the third one.
It was like the second Gears of War is probably one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Because of the scale of it. It was just so much fun. The set pieces and the graphics were just unheard of at the time. Then I was really looking forward to the third one, and then it was just like,
You can only use gun chainsaws so many times.
Yeah, but you had the lancers or the bayonet ones in the third one. That was the only big thing that changed. But
not as good as chainsaws.
In Gears of War Judgment, it's not one that we're looking forward to as much as previous installments.
But it's still going to be okay.
It still looks like a really grand, awesome cinematic battle. The set pieces look like they're going to be a lot of fun to blow up. Hopefully there's some new enemies in there that we can dismember.
I hated the enemies in 3.
Yeah.
I hope it gets to more kind of the, gruesome alien types rather than the, energy types.
Yeah. So we kind of disagree on the rating for this one. I'm giving it a little bit more optimistic. I'm going to go with the 7.5.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another rehash, and it's just going to ruin the series. They're just trying to get money at this point. I give it a 6 out of 10.
All right, so the last one that we want to talk on is BioShock Infinite, which is the one that I'm looking forward to.
Oh, me too. Long time.
It's been a while. BioShock 2 was good. It was just.
It's all right. It was no BioShock
same
1.
Thing
yeah.
Over again, and with.
With it, I mean, it looks kind of more like an action game, but it's going to be giant. It's in the air.
It's a totally new direction for the series, which, obviously, if people haven't visited the series before, the first one was underwater.
Yeah.
And most of these games deal with the elements, and this one you're in a sky city, which is completely different. When I heard that they were doing another BioShock, I was like, another one under the sea.
It looks like it's going to be more of an action game rather than a scary game this time, but it looks beautiful and the action looks great. I mean, what would you give it out of 10?
Oh man, I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Same here. I'm really looking forward to it. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 also, and I just can't wait to play it.
And then the other thing that I'm really looking forward to is the skyhook technology, which is basically you just jump around on all these wires.
Yeah,
and
new system. Spider-Man all around.
Everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. You got all these new enemies. You probably have a bunch of new weapons, and then this series is it's huge. The first one was probably one of the few games that I'll give a 10 out of 10 now on. So for this one, we're going to be bold and give it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Yeah. So we're really looking forward to most of these titles. Some of the highlights, we're probably going to be leaning more towards BioShock and Tomb Raider. For Gears of War, we're probably going to be...
Yeah, pick it up, rental.
We'll rent it, probably. Probably just buy it used, maybe. But we're really looking forward to most of the stuff here, and we really hope that some of this stuff is going to be really good.
All right. Well.
All right, so just to sum up, we're going to give Dead Space 3, we're going to give an 8.5, just in case you were really looking forward to the last installment.
Metal Gear, 8.5 out of 10.
8.5, that's awesome. Tomb Raider, we're both in agreement. We're going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Gears of War Judgment, I say 6, you say...
I say 7.5, I'm being optimistic. It's probably not going to be the highlight of the month.
And
then Bioshock Infinite.
Yep, definitely. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10 is what we're giving that one. And even if it comes out and we're just super amazed by it, I might give it a 10 out of 10.
That's been Nerdocalypse.
That's been Nerdocalypse. We'll see you next time, guys.
See you next time.
Okay, clear.
Dang it, I touched the mic once.